This is Chiming In with Elise and David.
Well, good afternoon.
Well, hello there.
How was your 5-minute nap?
It was a little longer than 5 minutes.
I wish you would just be honest and say I have to take a nap and God knows how long it's going to be.
Listen, when I'm sitting and I'm closing my eyes, I need to reset the brain.
Why don't you just say, I'm taking a nap? Why do you have to say, I'm just going to be 5 minutes? So then we all have to be angry.
Well, it was like 20 minutes.
Who cares? If it's not 5, it's not true.
Well, I was sleeping. I couldn't wake myself up. You need to come get me when the 5 minutes is up.
I couldn't because when you said you were taking a nap, I decided to take a nap too.
Oh, the truth comes out.
But my nap is honest because I only ever take a 20-minute nap.
So you woke up after 20 minutes?
I don't have to do anything. It's just 20 minutes. That's it.
That's it? Mm-hmm. And then when I wrote you and said ready and you said I've been waiting for 15 minutes, that was a lie?
I didn't say that. You know why we're so tired, right?
Why?
Because we just had 2 days away again for our oldest daughter's graduation. And then we came home and kept moving and going and had things to do. And then we had Mother's Day.
We had Mother's Day. I was at the end of Mother's Day yesterday. I thought to myself, this has been the longest day of my life. Literally, It felt like 4 days in one day.
Well, it was also 4 days in front of that day.
No, I'm saying since I woke up until the evening, it felt like forever.
Well,
does that mean time flies when you're having fun? I wasn't having fun.
No, I think it's just like time. I mean, time is just something, man.
It really is. I can't figure this thing out.
Something. Time is only in my way of thinking. It's only as to be used as a tool, like to just mark off years and, basically, contain all of the things we're doing. Otherwise, it's really nothing. Mm-hmm. So when you say that, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it can expand and feel like forever, or it can be like in a blip, in a blink, which is what we've been dealing with all of these ups and downs and emotions. And I wrote and posted on social media and on Substack, which I don't really know how to use that great. So you can find it there. But I wrote a whole pouring out of my emotions of Bella graduating because it was like, what the fuck just happened? And then also I was present for everything that happened. And also I'd been preparing, knowing for years that was going to be happening. And none of it mattered because you only have the present moment. Right. And
it was a beautifully written piece.
Thank you.
I love the part where you say you walked into Bella's apartment and you looked at her roommates and said, that's me. Like I feel like I'm here.
Yeah. And
as a student.
It was like I walked into the apartment and I just, even though I'd been in there, plenty of times, it just kind of hit me in this weird way. This girl I didn't really know, her roommate, she's like, oh, hi, 'cause I'm the mom. But I don't feel like the mom. I feel like her. So I'm like, oh, I'm you. Like, I know you think I look like a grown up, but I'm
a crazy person.
Oh, 100%. But I'm not really who you think I am. That girl in the other room who's my daughter, your friend, your roommate, I don't know where she came from. I don't know how this happened. And I don't know. It just was a very strange feeling washed over me. And I know it happens to all of us from time to time in the especially milestone moments. But it was so weird. And then I went into Bella's room and, she had her cute little white dress on and she was playing with her hair and makeup. And on her bed was her cap and gown and all the stuff that goes with it. And I mean, and it was just so beautiful because the fact that you and I decided to separate that morning, you waited for the other kids to come driving up from a couple hours away, and I walked a few blocks over by myself to her apartment, and I didn't really fully realize how meaningful and special that was going to be. Like, I was just in kind of a panic, like hoping the other kids got up to Richmond in time. And I don't know, I was like in a feeling of chaotic feeling, I guess. And then helping her put her stuff on, I didn't know what I was doing. The hood thing, you know, we couldn't figure it out. And I just kept saying, let's just walk over to the theater where you're graduating, and all the other kids, everybody will be able to help, you know, in case we messed it up. And as we walked out of the house, out of the apartment, the roommate, she all of a sudden, she goes, oh my God. First she's like, oh my God, look at you. And then the next word is like, oh my God, this is so sad. She said from the sofa. And I thought, she's absolutely right. Like, this is so fan-fucking-tastic. Like, it doesn't get better than this special moment. And also, this is so sad. She's like, we're not living together anymore. Like, our life as we know it for a while is now complete. And that happens so much in life. And it was so interesting to kind of be a witness to it, coming from young kids especially. And, you know, when I wrote that post, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people much older than we are, who really don't have these milestones anymore. They've got, you know, been there, done that. And so they were also commenting to me left and right how they remember that like yesterday in the same way. And I guess just to be grateful and to take it all in, that we are, as tricky as it is sometimes, experiencing all the things and all the emotions.
I don't know why. I just think of her birth when I see things like this. It just seems like there's a direct line from her as a little infant to now graduating. And it's like a blink.
As if we blinked. I was just going to say that. Well, that's what the phrase, a blink of an eye. But it's not. And we're really, that's that weird thing about time, where it's really not a blink. I mean, it's just not. I mean, it's been 22 freaking years. That's not. And I keep thinking like she caught up, like I'm 22. She caught up, you know? And then I walked in and, you know, the roommate looks at me and I'm thinking, this girl sees a mom and that's it. I'm her friend's mom. And I'm like, I'm you. And she thinks I'm nuts. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, this experience and this life experience is so bizarre. And years ago, I might have mentioned it on here before. I wrote a piece of paper with a timeline, and on the timeline, it had every year, starting from whatever year it was, I don't know. And it went all the way up to probably when our youngest graduates, probably high school, I probably did. So that in theory, we would be eligible to be an empty nester. And I had our family on it, and I had a couple of other besties on there. And it was just so crazy to me that only in a year or two, one of our very good friends was going to be in the empty nesting stage. And I remember that. And then 2026, this year, was such a big year because we had Bella graduating, we have our son graduating high school, and we have you having a big, 55 milestone birthday. So it just felt like a bigger, some years are bigger than others, right? And I was like, okay. And I at some point I threw that piece of freaking paper out because it was like, what was it doing? It did nothing. I didn't really need it to be there, but I think it was during COVID and I was just like bored or something. And I did a whole timeline.
We want to kind of like attach ourselves to things that might happen in the future, and what better way to know when your child's in college to know, okay, this is going to be the day they're going to graduate, and we can put that on the calendar. And we don't have any more dates for Bella anymore like that.
Well, that's in.
We're like looking at the this wide open life that she has, where nothing else is really set. for a date.
And I think maybe at first it was like, oh, that'll be crazy when that, that goal comes, we're heading that direction. But I think in some way it was more like I'm supposed to be trying to pace and brace, that's kind of what I wrote about. And it did nothing for me. Like it at the end of the day, because it may not have come. Like she might have decided college isn't for me. Like there could have been so many twists and turns. But so really, the idea that I'm looking ahead, looking out on the horizon, and expecting to be able to just keep all my ducks in a row and my head on straight, it's all not true. My head's not on straight. I am them. I'm not them, of course. It's just a mind fuck. It's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the exact same way. Every time I feel like I've got to do something as a father, I'm like, I'm not the father. I'm the kid. I don't want to do this. Like,
and yet, on the complete other end of that, it's like we're 100% more experienced and father and know how to guide. And I wouldn't really want to go back to that age. It's not like I really miss, like, as she's talking about her friends or whatever, or my God. So Bella and I walked down the street to the theater, and I kid you not, she leans over and looks in her reflection in a car window, just random car window on the street, pulls out an eyelash curler, okay, like the tool, and I don't know why are we carrying that around? That's like, isn't that a once a day kind of thing, if that? Okay, so she pulls that out because she's got to curl her eyelashes again while she's looking at her reflection in a car window. I took a picture of it, actually.
God, that's the coolest thing ever.
Well, it was so funny. And I'm like, I don't ever want to care about my eyelashes this much ever again. So we're in another place, thank God. And also, God, how do we get to this place? It's so crazy.
It is crazy.
And also wonderful and beautiful. And so we also had one of my oldest friends, able to join us at the graduation, who also showed up out of what felt like the clear blue sky when Bella was born, right?
Yes.
Catherine and Alan came.
She shows up for everything.
Truly. And I was in not a good state. We had an emergency C-section birth with Bella. And I was just really out of body and in a lot of pain. And the two of them came out, I guess, did you even know?
No. I mean, I think they told me probably that they were there on their way or something, but it was not planned or anything, obviously.
Well, yeah, they just showed up, and it was so special. And they were like getting to meet the first baby of our friends.
Yeah, it was great to have her there for the actual graduation too, bookends.
Exactly. It was really beautiful to share. The feelings we were having and overcome, I feel like it was even more like punctuated because of her being there in that full circle special moment.
And what a trooper having to sit there for 2.5 hours and listen to all those names. I literally wanted to leave.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. So then we kind of turned to Mother's Day, and so,
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Thanks.
You love Mother's Day, don't you?
Why are you laughing?
Because we've talked about this, and I just think it's funny that your perspective on Mother's Day is very complicated.
How so?
Well, if I'm to summarize things, I probably did not do the best job when my kids were little growing up to celebrate you as a mother. And so therefore you became a little bit jaded about the holiday. And now that they're older and we leave it up to them to do what they want to do, it's still a little bit kind of unplanned what we end up doing. So, but I think we had a really good Mother's Day this year, didn't we?
We?
Yeah, you.
Well, you were working very hard.
I was getting everything ready for everybody to come
We
over.
we hosted. No, it's so beautiful because we have both of our moms still here and living nearby. So we were able to celebrate them and your sisters in town, and so it became a big family event. And yeah, no, I will say that I've turned it around. You know, we've talked about this before. Like, is it really true? Turned it around, and I took that to a kind of next level where I chose to give my kids a little Mother's Day greeting, a little flower, a little whatever,
That's beautiful.
because they're the ones who made me a mother, you know? And so I feel gratitude for being in this role and choosing this role. And so I feel like, why not tell them that? I don't know. We don't always take the time, I think, to tell one another in our lives what they really mean to us. And so I do appreciate that the holiday exists to be able to do that.
It just seems so commercialized, with all the
Right.
going into a store and there's like a million bouquets and there's no cards left in the Hallmark aisle. Like everything is
And
sold.
I'm very
and
sensitive to the fact that A, not everybody chooses to be a mother. B, some people want to be a mother and weren't able to. Some people's mothers are not here. And everybody is saying, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. And I know that because I experienced that decades ago when my father passed and Father's Day came around the corner, and I felt so sick in those aisles with those cards and the cashier and the whatever. And it's like, wow, maybe this isn't the best use of our holiday experiences. Like, it just felt like angsty and terrible. And it's like, I don't know, like, I read something this weekend that was like, maybe this should have been consolidated nowadays and called, caretaker or caregiver, or just someone. It just feels like that's all you're trying to do. I understand, is to take a second and love on someone, but do we need it? I don't know. Do we need to dictate the holiday?
I kind of have mixed emotions on this because I also feel like we do not do enough for our mothers to tell them, I think, every day how much we love them. So to have one day a year to do that, I think it kind of like is a escape valve to protect everybody who might have forgotten. It's like you're going to tell them come hell or high water that you love them, and you're going to get them something and hopefully make it a meaningful day for them. Make that so they can put their feet up and not have to do anything. You put your feet up, right? You didn't do anything on Mother's Day,
Funny.
did you?
We used to dream about that with my friends. Be like, what is this holiday? Can we just get away?
Right.
Yeah,
Go to a
it's
spa, right?
something. Yeah, I talked to someone earlier that has much younger children now. And, she was like, I'm not making dinner. You decide, you make dinner. And then she's like, maybe not chocolate cake, because they were just going to just go straight to dessert. But it was very cute. Yeah, I
I
don't.
know. I was talking to Sylvia and she's like, well, did you really want like breakfast in bed? And I'm like, that sounds like a nightmare. Who wants like syrup in their bed?
It was lovely to, I mean, I guess you're right. Like for the kids to purposefully spend quality time with me and not just take it for granted that we're all doing this in this family setting. Yeah, it's probably worth a day. I also want to just say that I think that my a little bit of sadness maybe wrapped up into the holiday when we were younger. And at first glance, it seemed like maybe because, like you were apologizing earlier, that maybe you weren't doing something to help the kids to figure it all out. And I appreciate that you saying that, but I also want to think that the expectations, that it's so common for someone to say, what did the kids do for you? What did David do for you? And it's like the external expectations penetrated what I feel in my heart and soul, which is that it didn't have to look a certain way. And I think it made it really difficult if there really wasn't, there was always something. It wasn't like you acted like it didn't exist.
Right.
So I appreciate you saying that. And I want to just say that that was the problem. It was having to answer, well, we didn't really do anything, or the kids gave me cards, or it's just not, we're not subscribing in the same way a lot of people may subscribe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it felt like more of a letdown sometimes maybe than it really was because of that question.
The question was being asked by someone, and you have something. What are you going to say?
Constantly. And then I realized that question comes up a lot. What did you get for your birthday? Think about that when you're little, when you're big. Sometimes there's all sorts of things. And it's like, I don't know. And I didn't even mention earlier, I mean, like, what about the mom who's lost her child? And you're happy Mother's Day. If you don't know someone, and at the same time, I know everyone just means well. It's like just blanket saying Merry Christmas and not everybody celebrates it. Like, I understand, like, there's a community and a consciousness to just delivering these little, greetings, and it's okay, but sometimes it lands and hurts. And so maybe there can just be a little more attention. I really have come to appreciate the day and the being able to receive just a little something. And I always tell you and the kids, don't buy me anything. Just tell me how you feel. That expression, and write it down, or make me a card, or you don't need to. But I just wanted to finish by saying that this year I got a card. I got several cards, but the one from our son. His name's Avi, and we've joked over the years, like, avocado. So he got me a card with a sparkly avocado on the front. Like, I might have to frame it. It's so cute.
It's a beautiful
and
card.
It's very satisfying to touch because it's like bling and okay. And then I have to just read you what he wrote. Did you see? I don't know.
I did. I looked at it. It's great.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to the best mom in the world. You inspire and teach me every single day, even when you don't know it. I first got like, wow, like that was very, so he could have written that and said, love Avi, and my day would have been made. Because you're thinking something outside of yourself, and you're a young person.
Yeah,
and
he's
you're
also telling you something that you don't even know. Like, you don't even know the way that you inspire me. That's awesome.
That was everything. No one's perfect, right? But he went on to just say, your love for others and care you have for everyone around you teaches me to become a better person every single day. And without you, I'd be lost, which is not true. He'd be fine. I know that no matter what happens, I'll still have you until the end. And I care about you more than anyone in the world. Love, Avi. And I just thought that was so, this is from my kid does not sit around and hang out with me. He does not talk to me all the time. And our love is real anyway. And he was able to put it down in some, words, and even like choose the card that he knew was like a little bit of an inside joke. I guess I just feel like, don't underestimate what's really going on. I think there's a lot of fear. I talk to a lot of people, and their kids are jerks, or they don't even eat with me. They go up in their room. Mine does too. And I turned it around and kind of looked at it like maybe he needs a little space. And even though I really would like to have a little more time with him, that somehow.
You know what we should do? We should bring our food up to his room.
I swear I've thought about
that. Just go up there and just hang out on his couch.
Oh, hey, we
Should
want to
we do
watch.
that?
We want to watch TV with you
What
in
you
your
doing,
room.
buddy? We're going to eat with you tonight, one way or another.
Let's totally do that.
And we should bring all of his siblings in. We could all just hang out in his room. Is there enough room in there?
There's definitely not. The kid has the smallest closet room in this whole house.
It's so funny.
I think that I know we're all different, but I think that there's probably a lot more that going on behind the scenes than we always realize, and this card just proved it. And I'm so grateful to just allow everyone to just show up and come as you are in life. I have a friend whose birthday was also on Mother's Day. She turned 65. She has 4 adult children, and she also has stage 4 cancer. And she took that day and had a small intimate party where her kids and their significant others came. They don't all live in the same area. They came, and some close friends. And she spent a couple of days sharing her thoughts with each of them and how much she admired them and how much she fully loves them. And she gave them such a gift by sharing thoughts that we don't always get to or choose to share and express because of her, knowing it could be 20 years, it could be 2 hours. She just really doesn't know it, but the feeling is so strong in her that she needs to be fully living in love and sharing that love every second she's here, which of course not only is beneficial to the people receiving that love, but also to herself. And she got to say all the things, and
That's beautiful.
I just wanted to just say that it's a real true reminder that it doesn't need to be Mother's Day or a birthday or a diagnosis. If you think of someone, tell them. And I'm such a big fan of sending just even a quick text and a heart or anything. And it's so important because that's why we're doing this. And when I heard she posted a little video and I just saw it. And when she spoke about how, she wasn't necessarily the best mother, but she was all in no matter what. That's all we can do.
I've never told you this, but every once in a while, I'm going to sleep. You're probably already sleeping next to me, and it's like 11:30, and I will send a message to every one of our children where I'll just say, "I love you, sleep well, good night," with a heart or something like that, and they all write back if they're awake. But it's exactly what you're saying. It's just letting them know that you love them. And it doesn't have to be much. It can just be a little message in the middle of the night.
Agree. I don't know that I got that message.
I don't want to. It rings, and then it'll wake you up in the middle of the night, and then you'll hit me for waking you up. So I don't send that to you.
That sounds very violent.
That's what happens.
I don't think that's true.
I get scared. Sometimes I write a message to you in the night, and I hear the little ding on the other side of the room, and I'm like, oh, God, that was a bad mistake.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
You're
sometimes
okay.
it happens.
Nothing. No violence.
I don't need to send you a message. I'm right next to you.
Or you can be like our other friend who says
What?
they don't celebrate Mother's Day with their wife because she's not his mother.
That's great.
I know.
Oh my God, why didn't I use that one?
I know.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. Chiming in 911@gmail.com. Please rate and review this podcast
And share.
anytime.
Yeah.
We are appreciating all of the feedback and all the thoughts and how what we're saying, because sometimes I'm like, we're really literally saying nothing, and you guys text and email us and say, no, this resonated, or the synchronicity was so unreal, we can't even begin to tell you how crazy this was, and this happened to me. So we're keeping doing this, but it would also be amazing to hear how this does, these talks affect you, because
That's right.
it makes a big difference.
And share it with people that you know. I've gotten to the point where I'm at a checkout counter in a grocery store, and I tell them about chiming in. And I'm like, oh, you got to listen to my podcast.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Wherever I go, I just tell people. And usually they respond back with, oh, I have a podcast too. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
No. Okay.
All right. See you next time.
Peace and harmony.